Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm James and this is NerdTopic, and for today's NerdTopic news we'll be reporting on all of the reveals from Disney Plus Day that occurred yesterday, Friday the 12th. Now, there was no Star Wars stuff really, besides sort of like a sizzle reel for Kenobi, so I'll mostly just be talking about all the Marvel reveals. So yeah, let's get into it. So just to quickly talk about the event itself before I get into the reveals. The event was very weird with the way they did it. So it wasn't like last year's Disney Plus Investors Day, which was a live stream. This year it was just they posted the reviews on social media, on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook and something else. It was really weird because, you know, you would wait for a review and sometimes you'd be waiting ages and you wouldn't know when the thing's coming. And then they would put clips and first looks on Disney Plus to watch, and it was a lot of back and forth and it was really messy the way it was structured, and I didn't like it that much. So I definitely would have preferred it to have been a live stream like it was last year. I don't know why they didn't do that. Like, it worked for DC Fandom again this year, so I don't know. So talking about the first reveal, it was for the XMen 97 original series, it's been called, but basically this show will be a continuation, a revival of the 90s X-Men cartoon. Now, personally, I've not seen that original cartoon, but I know it's nostalgic for a lot of people, so I'm sure a lot of people are excited for this, and I'm sure it'll be really cool. It definitely has been intrigued to watch the original series and to then, you know, obviously take a look at this and see how they do it, because obviously it's got to have that charm of the original, but I'm wondering how updated it will look. But besides that, it was a cool reveal, and the way they revealed it was with the meme, of course, from that show with like the with Wolverine on the bed with like the photo. So I thought that was really funny. But yeah, that was the first reveal. Second reveal was for Moon Knight, and not gonna lie, like a few months ago, if you asked me if I was excited for Moon Knight, I'd say no. But after talking with a friend about it, understanding the character, seeing the sort of like teaser clip for it on Disney Plus, and just, you know, again, looking into the character itself, I'm very excited for this and for them to delve into this character, and it looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like it's going to be quite dark, which is what interests me most, I would say. The costume, I'm a bit iffy on it. I think I do prefer the comic book design, but, you know, I can see, obviously, they update the costumes from the comics for, like, the MCU stuff, so it'll probably grow on me, but from what we've seen so far for this, it looks really gritty and really cool, and I can't wait to see it. So I also want to mention, because this was the first one where like it was very clear. So some of these shows were obviously announced last year at Disney Plus Investors Day, but now they have updated logos, and the first one that I definitely noticed this for was SheHulk, which I'm not gonna lie, I think the old logo looked better. This one looks a bit weird, but yeah, they showed a teaser first look at SheHulk, and it looks really cool, and I was curious to see how they would do SheHulk, since obviously in the comics she doesn't grow as big as like the Hulk, and obviously Hulk CGI, but yeah, they did what I expected them to do, and the actress will be painted green, and to be honest, it didn't look as bad as I thought it would, but then again, we've only seen the back side of her costume. But it was interesting as well in the trailer, or the first look, sorry. You see Professor Hulk, and he has both his arms okay. So I'm gonna say this might be set, or this like specific scene might be set before Endgame, because obviously after he does the snap, his arm is fully burnt and he's not able to move it, and it's in a cast, it's in a sling sort of thing, which we see in the funeral scene in Endgame and also in Shang-Chi, even though he's in human form. So yeah, it's interesting what they're doing with that, but again, another show that I'm excited for. So I think this was another show where its logo's been slightly updated, and see, I'm not that excited for this show because I know that they changed her powers from the comics, and I don't know why, and I don't like what the new powers are. I think it's like some more cosmic based thing, and I don't know why they're not doing the, you know, her stretchy abilities like Mr. Fantastic, and it's just really a weird choice, and I think that's what let it down for me. But yeah, I'm excited for it, just for the fact it's another thing that's going to introduce more representation in the MCU, with, I believe, the first Pakistani hero, or main character that we'll be following, and again, it's just really cool to see that they are finally, you know, adding more and more representation. Eternals was a good example, and again, trust me, the review is coming soon. I'm going to start working on it soon. I've just been very busy, but yeah, besides that, you know, I don't know, it's just, I'm sure it'll be fine, and I'm sure it'll be really good, and I'm sure the actress has done a really good job with the character. I just don't get why they've changed the abilities from the comics. But I know that seems like a little nitpick of like, oh, you're not interested in because of that, but hey, it's just a thing that I've seen going around online, and I know other people feel the same. But of course, it's Marvel. I'll watch it. I'll probably like it. So with that, on to the next reveal, which was What If Season 2. We knew this was coming. It was already confirmed. And I know that they said in a statement that Season 2 would contain more Phase 4 projects. So that'll be Black Widow, Eternals, Shang-Chi, it's the Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, WandaVision, etc. So, and of course the Gamora episode that was cut from Season 1. So yeah, What If, I enjoyed it, but I think it let me down in some areas. Like, some episodes just didn't have the right tone for what they were. A good example being the Zombies episode. Don't get me wrong, I liked it, but it didn't have the correct tone of, what the style was, which was supposed to be dark, it's zombies, but they tried to make it too comedic, and I didn't like it. I'll come back to that thought process in a minute, but besides that, I mean, What If, it was enjoyable. Some episodes were like meh to me, some were really good, like the Doctor Strange one. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what they do with it and see what scenarios they come up with for the Phase 4 projects. So the next one was Echo, which I don't know too much about this character. Basically, her character like ties in with Daredevil and the Kingpin, and obviously Kingpin's rumored to appear in the Hawkeye series, so I imagine she might get introduced in the Hawkeye series, possibly. Again, don't know too much about this character, so I can't say I'm that excited for it, but I'm sure people who are fans of the character from the comics will really enjoy this show. Now, this was one that really got me curious, and again, I wasn't excited for it because I didn't understand what it meant, which was the animated show Spider-Man Freshman Year. I saw it and I was like, okay, that'd be cool, but what does it mean? What is this going to entail? And with a short synopsis of it, it said it would follow the MCU's Tom Holland Peter Parker in his early days of being Spider-Man. Now that got me really excited because that could show his Uncle Ben, or just in general show his origin in the MCU. I'm sure that'll be really cool, and I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun to watch. But it being Spider-Man, I'm sure a lot of people will watch it either way. Now this was another show that was revealed last year, which was I Am Groot. It's going to be an animated series about Groot. I don't think we know too much about it, but my excitement is alright, I think it's just clearly there to sell more toys of Baby Groot. I'm sure it'll be good. Again, I don't think any of these things will be particularly bad, just because I'm not particularly excited for it, but again, I mean, if you're a fan of Groot, there's this show for you. Now this show is one of the ones I'm most excited for, which is Ironheart, and it's because I really like the character of Riri Williams. I've read a few of her comics, and I'm just intrigued to see what they do with her character and how they continue the legacy of Iron Man in a way, because obviously she does don the mantle of Ironheart, but it's still obviously Iron Man related, and in the comics Tony Stark is a hologram AI, so I'm curious to see if they do anything with that. I hope they don't. I don't want them to ruin Tony Stark's arc and bring him back in an unnecessary way, but if they find a way that makes sense, I'm all for it. Now, getting on to the last few things now, it was a new show that was announced, which was Agatha, House of Harkness. Now, this was rumoured to be happening, a solo Agatha show, and yeah, I can't say I'm particularly excited, and I can't say I particularly was I watched WandaVision and was like, oh, do you know what character needs a show? Agatha. But I don't know, it depends what it entails, because we have her origin sort of from the WandaVision show, so will it be set after WandaVision, or will it be set, a bit before and after? I don't know, it's just, we don't know too much about it, so it could be cool, and obviously it'll tie more into the magic and the Witcher side of the MCU, so I'm definitely curious about that. Now, one thing that I'm excited for, possibly, but also not excited for possibly, is they announced the Marvel Zombies spin-off show. Now, if it's completely separate from the What If episode and it's more comic based, I'll love it. The comics are so good for zombies. However, if it follows on from the What If episode and it's that universe, I really hope it's not, because again, I've said my opinions on that episode, briefly anyway, and it's just, I really hope it's separate and it follows the comics more, because the comic story was so much better than the What If episode. So yeah, fingers crossed it ends up being good, but either way, it's kind of cool. It's Marvel Zombies, you can't necessarily go wrong with that episode, so yeah. And finally, they did an update for Secret Invasion. They just updated the logo, and we got to see a brief image of Nick Fury from this show, from the teaser thing on Disney Plus, and he looks really cool. He's got this like longer beard now, and you know, he's just looking a lot older, and he hasn't got the eye patch. So I'm curious to see what this does, and I guess this could be quite a big show, because in the comics it was quite a big event when it revealed certain characters have been Skrulls for like a long time. So now the question is like, okay, what characters have been Skrulls, and etc, etc. That's all the stuff that they revealed for Marvel yesterday. That was just a brief rundown of everything they revealed. So yeah, there obviously was still a few shows from last year that didn't really get updated or haven't been revealed. Like, the thing that comes to mind is like Armor Wars. Not sure what's going on with that. I'm sure it's still coming. I guess they just didn't want to show anything for it today. But yeah, let me know what you're most excited for in the comments down below. Let me know what you're least excited for down in the comments below. Also, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts, what other people are excited for, and what people think, okay, why are they doing this? But of course, I've been James. This has been NerdTopic and NerdTopic News, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, people.